Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope all is well with you. I know it's been a minute. I'm back. I'm back better than ever. I hope all is well with your family. I hope all is well with you, and I hope all is well with your friends. First off, thank you to my new fraternity and my fraternity brothers, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Thank you to them. It has been a long journey. That's why I've been gone, but I am back. So first off, thank you to my brothers, my new brothers, my LBs, and my line brothers. That's my LBs as well. Thank you to them. But I am back. Thank you to my family. Thank you to everybody that has been a part on this school journey with me this year. I hope that your semester for my college students has went well, and I hope that has ended well. And congratulations to the graduates of 2021. Congratulations to y'all. And your next journey will be your best journey. So remember that your next journey will be your best journey. But yes, I am here back better than ever for a motivational word. But I do have something to ask you tonight before we get started, before we dive into this motivational word. Have you ever crossed the bridge? Have you ever crossed the bridge? For most of us, the answer is yes. For most of us, for you and I, the answer would be yes. The answer would be yes. We have crossed the bridge. Maybe you have fear of bridges, crossing them, walking across of them. You know, some of us have fears, and some of us have a fear of walking or even driving across a bridge. But if we was to be honest, if we was to be truly honest with ourselves, we all have crossed the bridge. Matter of fact, we all will have to cross a bridge to get to one place to another. From point A to point B, we all will have to cross a place. But did you ever think about why the bridge is there? Or what happens if the bridge was to collapse? Or even if the bridge is missing gaps, because we have walked across bridges and you realize, wait a minute, I cannot get to the other side because it's missing a gap, it's missing places. So I no longer can get across the bridge. But what if I told you that your life is a bridge that you live every day? But what if I told you your life was a bridge that you live every single day? You're crossing the bridge. Crossing the bridge. I had to give you that brief introduction to get you to understand that bridges are significant, that bridges are important. But we have to understand why we have to cross these bridges. Yes, we may have a fear of crossing a bridge, but we have to cross bridges. We have to walk across them. We have to drive across a bridge. But why is a bridge important, and why is a bridge so significant to your life? Crossing the bridge, crossing the bridge. There's three key questions that I want to hone in on tonight, that I want to dive in on, that I want to look at, and then I'm going to be done. I'm going to sit down, and you have a Sunday nice evening. Keep on celebrating your graduates, high school graduates. Congratulations to you. I know your graduations are coming up, so congratulations to y'all as well. Celebrate, have a good time, but understand your next journey is going to be your next. But we're going to cross the bridge. So why is the bridge important? What happens when a bridge is missing gaps or it collapses? And then how do we use our bridge? Because our life that we live is a bridge. It's a daily life bridge. So why is the bridge important? What happens if the bridge misses a gap or it collapses? And then how do we use our life bridge? So what happens when why is a bridge important? Why is a bridge important? So I did some background research and started looking on things on why a bridge is so significant and why a bridge is so important to our journey of life. This is what I've come to find out. Bridges are a critical component to our nation's infrastructure. Therefore, when I found that out, that taught me that over our history of time, bridges have been a significant thing since we got here. Now, for some of us, you know how some of us got here. And then for others, you know how you got here. We ain't got to explain that. But it's been a critical component of our nation's infrastructure. Meaning that you need a bridge to get to one place to another. You need to get to point A to point B. Right down the road where I live, there's a trail. And literally, on that walk trail, there's a bridge. The only way you're going to get to the other side of the walk trail is you got to cross the bridge because there's a little river. It's a critical component of our infrastructure. If you're driving on I-85, I-35 in Minnesota, you're going to cross some bridges. And I know some of y'all may ask, is that why they keep on doing road work to the bridges? Yeah, that's kind of why, because they have to make sure these infrastructures, these bridges stay up to date because they could collapse or they could be missing a gap. We'll get to that later. So bridges have always been a critical component of our infrastructure. But that tells me that people in our lives, our parents, our friends, the people, our coaches, our mentors, have always been a critical component of our lives. They've always been a critical component. The people that is most important to you have always been a critical component. Throughout the nation and throughout your life, they will continue to be a critical component. So why is a bridge important on your own personal life? Because of the people that are critical to you. The people that have raised you, the people that have brought you up, the things that they have instilled in you, they are critical to your daily life. So your next piece, why is a bridge important? A bridge helps the community and beyond. If you go to the park, and parents, if you take your kids to the park, babysitters, teachers, educators, however you want to call it, if you ever done took children to the park and there's been a bridge and you have to maybe get across the bridge to get to one place to another, to get to one piece of the park, one foundation of the park, to another foundation of the park. You may have to walk across the bridge when you're traveling. Especially if you are down in New Orleans, in the Mississippi area. I was looking at those bridges there. If you're driving across those highways, you gotta cross a bridge. All that water, you definitely crossing a bridge. All that water, you definitely crossing a bridge. Bridges have always been significant. If you ever walked any trails, you might cross a bridge, because let me tell you, it's going to be a creek right there. So the only way for you to get from point A to point B is for you to walk across this bridge. So bridges have always helped the community. Bridges make sure, we got trucks. All roads can't hold up the weight of a truck. Let's just keep it real. That's why they can't drive on every part on the road. Y'all know y'all done seen it driving up and down the hallways. This truck got to stay in this lane. This truck can't drive on this road. Bridges help the community and beyond. But why is the bridge important to your life? Because you're part of the community. Your bridge is part of the community. That's why you can't be racist. That's why you can't go talking to people all types of ways. That's why you can't be ugly to your next door neighbor. Because you are part of the community. You are part of the bridge. And if the bridges are burning, if the bridges are collapsing, if the bridges are missing gaps in your community, maybe, just maybe, you need to look at what you're doing in your household and then look outside your household. Because you have to look in your house first before you look outside. Bridges help the community and beyond. Bridges have always played a role in our lives in this country. And I did a deeper dive into doing some research on why bridges are important. Then I saw something about the Minnesota Bridge, I-35, that collapsed in 1997. I was a little boy. I was a child then. It killed 13 people, injured 134 others. I'm going to get to why this point is important. This point is critical. I'm going to get to why in a second. And then you have a bridge like the Edmund Pettus Bridge. In 1965, when Dr. King and thousands of others in the civil rights movement marched across this bridge just to get justice served for people that deserved it. And we're still marching today across thousands of bridges. Matter of fact, this I-35 bridge is rebuilt. They're driving across right now. So both bridges have something in common. It gets people from point A to point B. One, the foundation was weakened. We're going to get there in a second. The other, people was trying to cross to let people know we not trying to harm anybody. We just trying to be part of the peaceful movement and have justice for everybody. Both bridges was important to the country. Your bridge is important to your community. Your bridge is important to your household. Your bridge is important to your children. Your bridge is important to your children's children. Your bridge is important to the people at your job, the people at your school. Everybody you come in contact with, your bridge is important. That's why your life is a bridge. Meaning every day of your life, good or bad, up or down, high or low, left or right, east or west, north or south, no matter what, your life is a bridge, meaning every day of your life, you can impact somebody. Your bridge can impact somebody. Your bridge. Your bridge. The one thing I started to find out about, this journey of being an uncle is everything that I do, good or bad, impact my nieces and nephews' bridge. No matter good or bad, what I do, it impacts them. Parents, I need you to understand this. Everything that you do, all the bridges, it impacts your kids. It impacts their lives. Matter of fact, it impacts your lives. So here's the second question. Here's your second question. What happens when a bridge misses gaps or collapses? Because let's just be real. Bridges are going to miss gaps and they could collapse, as we just found out. But what it truly means is somewhere in the foundation, it is no longer holding up. Somewhere on that bridge, foundation is no longer holding up. It's no longer holding weight. And this is the one thing we have to look at our lives. This is why we have to look at our lives and say it's the foundation that we've been taught holding up. The things that we've been instilled on, do they hold up? Parents, I need you to realize the things that you are instilling in your kids, they need to hold up throughout a lifetime. Teachers, the things that you are instilling in your students, they have to instill for a lifetime. Students that just graduated, class of 2021, the people that you are about to impact, it needs to last a lifetime. What is the foundation you're going to give them? Will it hold up or will it collapse or miss gaps? Will it hold up or collapse or miss gaps? That's why the foundation is important. That's why the foundation is so significant and important. I remember I was at Rowan Cabarrus Community College, and I was in, if I'm not mistaken, I was in a music class. If I'm not mistaken, it was a music class I was in. And so in that music class, when we first got there, the professor was, asking everybody, saying everybody's name. And she got to me and I said, "Yes, ma'am, I'm here." And she said, "You don't have to say yes, ma'am, to me. You can just say yes." And so my response respectfully was, "No, ma'am, I cannot do that because the way my mother and father raised me is to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am to the people of authority." And this is when I realized this piece right here of the bridge. Understanding your foundation. Because if my mother and father would have never instilled in me yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, I would have just been comfortable with saying yes and no to her. But since my mother and father instilled in me and others that came into my life instilled in me yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, thank you and no thank you, please and thank you. Since those things was instilled in me, holding the door for women, giving up your seat for a woman, waiting for your lady to have, if those foundational things was not instilled in me, I would have been comfortable with just her saying, let me just say yes and no to her. But since I knew the foundation of who I was raised by, who has helped me. That's why it takes a village to raise a child. I know y'all want to get out of this thing of a village. Parents, we need to get back to having a village. It truly takes a team. It takes a team to raise a child. And I'm finding that out more and more today, how critical that team is. But when it's missing gaps or it collapses, it means somewhere in the foundation it can no longer hold up. Because here's the thing. Your foundation can determine the strength of your bridge. Your foundation can determine the strength of your bridge. And I knew my strength was so significant and important because when that situation happened, I called my mother right after my class. I called her just to see how she was doing, but to also tell her what had happened. And the first thing my mother asked me, did you just commit to her and say yes or no? I said, no, ma'am. I did what you have always told me. Say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, to the authority figure. And she said, your foundation is strong. Understand the foundation that you give the people, especially to young people. Class of 2021, I need you to understand the foundation that you're about to instill in people. If it's not strong, it will collapse or miss a gap. And you should know this throughout your life to get your degree. All the mess, all the hell, all the trials and tribulations that you had to go through, your bridge collapsing because people not holding up the foundation like they said they were going to do. And somehow, some way, you got your degree, you getting your diploma, you got it. But it's all because of the strength of the foundation that continue to hold you up. That's why this bridge is so significant. It can be because of the builder. Who's building the bridge? Who is building the bridge? Who is the builder? Let's go back to that Minnesota incident, that I-35 incident there, where it killed 13 and it injured 145 others. So they got the architects together, the builders of the bridge and things like that. They got all these experts. They got the criminal investigation of bridges and all of these folks that come in there, right? And so what they came to find out was the bridge needed to be updated a year ago. So for a whole year, this bridge finally held up after it should have been updated. So for some of y'all that's asking, why is all this road work being done? Why are all these bridges getting updated? Well, go look at I-35 in Minnesota, 1997. Just go look at it. And it will help you understand that the builder and the architect and the people that are around these bridges have to make sure that this bridge hold up for years and years and years of time so people can not only get from point A to point B, but so it does not miss a gap and it does not collapse. But the real question in your life is, who's helping you build your bridge? Who has helped you build your bridge? Who has helped you build your bridge? And this question here is the critical question that I had to answer doing this. Because with my mother being gone and my father being gone, that foundational piece that they gave me and instilled in me, my mother being the strong military woman that she was and church woman that she was, and my father being so much of the people person and smiling, they instilled that in me, that hardcore, but understanding that you have to serve people and love people at the same time. That's what they built in me. That's what they instilled. That was the foundation. But I'm thankful for people like my mentor, Fred Wumble, that will pull me to the side and say, hey, Charles, look, you know you're not right for that. Look, I know you want to cuss somebody out, but can we try it another way? I'm thankful for people like Alan Furr. I'm thankful for people like my advisor, Anthony Brown. My advisors, Miss Shamita Conyers, Dennis Rivers, Natasha Lipscomb, Barb Meidel. I'm thankful for those people. I'm thankful for my SGA president who now just graduated, Carly Patterson. I'm thankful for her. because the bridge continue to get built. I'm thankful for all my SGA members that I've come across. I'm thankful for all of those people because they don't realize you have all helped rebuild and remodel my bridge. That's why you need to look in the mirror and say, who helping me build my bridge now? Who is helping me? Class of 2021. Before you continue to celebrate, before you continue to pour up the champagne, drink the Hennessy, roll your Blackwoods up. Before you do that, please reflect on who is helping you build your bridge. Who has helped you build your bridge? Who are you going to help? This is the reality of this. This is the reality of this. So here's your third question. Here's your third question. And I'm out your way. How do we use our bridge? How do we use our life bridge? How do we use our life bridge? We use it on how we treat people. How you come in contact with people Monday through Sunday. How you treat people. How you treat your family. How you treat your friends. How you treat your children. And let's just be real. Yes, you're supposed to treat everybody with respect. But let's just be real. You can't give love to everybody. I know the Bible says, love thy neighbor, but some people you just can't love. I can't love everybody in my family. I can't love all my friends, my so-called friends. How am I supposed to treat them with love and care when they hurt me? But if we are going to continue to build our bridge, we have to understand, we have to continue to love them anyway. We got to continue to say, hey, how you doing? We got to continue to smile at them, make sure that they are right. We use our bridge by how we treat people. Don't let your bridge collapse because you treating somebody nasty and that ain't your foundation that you was built on. Love them anyway. That's what my mother used to tell me all the time. She said, son, when people are mean to them, love them anyway. And I used to always ask her, Mama, how in the world can I love somebody that just hurt me? All because of the bridge. She never explained it to me this way. Matter of fact, she just said it because I said so. That's all she would say. Y'all know them old school parents? She would ask, well, can you explain why? Because I said so. Literally, that's what she would say. I'd be like, Mama, you want me to love them? And they treated me wrong? How'd that work out? Because I said so. No explanation at all. Just because I said so. And I was cool with that because I knew that was the answer I was going to get. So how do we use our life bridge? It's how we treat people. And then we treat, and by treating people, we use our life bridge by how we help people. This is a tough one. Both of these are tough. Both of these are tough for me. I had to reflect on both of these hard. How you treat people and how you help people. These two are critical to your life bridge. These two are really critical to the life bridge. And I found this out during my mother's death. And People ask me all the time now, you know, you're so comfortable when you're doing your live streams and stuff, talking about your mama's death. But what people don't realize is healing for me. It's how I mourn. It's peace for me talking about her because I'm her. I'm my mama and my daddy. I'm both of them. You make me mad, you're going to get all of Rosanna. You get David White, the happy-go-lucky people person every day. You get the other side of me. But you make me mad, you're going to get Rosanna. You're going to get the stern side of me from her. But what I realized throughout both of my parents' deaths, and I'm very comfortable in sharing this stuff because it's healing for me, is the two things that I found out the most is how they treated people and how they were willing to help people. How they treated people and how they were willing to help people. So how are you treating people? How are you helping people? You don't have to be your friends. You don't have to be your cousins. You don't have to be somebody that you're cool with in the dorm room. It could be somebody that you just walk by on campus that you see. And you just say, hey, how you doing? How can I help you? How can I be of service to you? How are you helping people? And how are you treating people? We use our bridge. We use our bridge by understanding that we can help others get across their bridge. We use our bridge to help others get across their bridge. We use our bridge to help others get across their bridge. That's why the bridge is so significant. That's why the bridge is so important. That's why your bridge is so important. It don't matter if you have plaques on the wall if you're not helping nobody get across the bridge. It don't matter if you're getting awards or your name is getting called. It does not matter if you are not helping others get across the bridge. So you're something to think about. You're something to think about. A bridge is not there to hold you down. A bridge is there to help you get across. A bridge is not there to hold you down. A bridge is there to help you get across. Crossing the bridge. Thank you for your eyes. Thank you for your hearts. Thank you for your ears.